Hey, Johnny.
Oh, hi, Denny.
What's wrong with Mark?
He's cranky today. Girl trouble, I guess. What's new with you?
Not much. Still going to the movie tonight?
Oh, sure we are.
What kind of movie are we gonna see?
Well, we'll see... Denny, don't plan too much. It may not come out right.
All right. Let's toss the ball around.
Okay.
Gotta tell you about something.
Shoot, Denny.
It's about Lisa.
Go on.
She's beautiful. She looks great in a red dress. I think I'm in love with her.
Go on.
I know she doesn't like me because sometimes she's mean to me, but sometimes when I'm around her, I feel like I want to kiss her and tell her that I love her. I don't know. I'm just confused.
Denny, don't worry about that. Lisa loves you too, as a person, as a human being, as a friend. You know, people don't have to say it. They can feel it.
What do you mean?
You can love someone deep inside your heart, and there is nothing wrong with it. If a lot of people love each other, the world would be a better place to live.
Lisa's your future wife.
Denny, don't worry about it. You are part of our family, and we love you very much, and we'll help you anytime. And Lisa loves you too. As a friend, you are sort of like her son.
You mean you're not upset with me?
No, because I trust you and I trust Lisa. What about Elizabeth, huh?
Well... I love her.
Mm-hmm.
When I graduate from college, get a good job, I want to marry her and have kids with her.
That's the idea.
You're right. Thanks for paying my tuition.
You're very welcome, Denny. And keep in mind, if you have any problems, talk to me and I will help you.
Awesome. Thanks, Johnny.
Let's go eat, huh? Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Right on, John.
I'm starving. Let's work.
And Gene Hackman early in your career, and then you've really been able to work with some amazing people all through your career, Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro. When you work with people like that, are they handing down their skills to the next generation?
I've been really lucky. The people I've worked with have been enormously helpful. You know, and Tom Hanks said something to me when we were doing Saving Private Ryan that always stuck with me, which was, I was asking him about a movie he did with Jackie Gleason, and I said, what was it like to work with Jackie Gleason? And he thought about it for a second. He said, you know, I made a decision to not be nervous. And I went, what? And he goes, I knew everyone was so nervous around him. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to be nervous around him. And once he realized I was treating him like, you know, a fellow human being, we really had this great working relationship. And it was really good advice, you know.
And so you try to do that yourself?
I was trying to do it with Tom Hanks at the time, you know. Yeah, it's you don't get anywhere being, you know, genuflecting to, you know, somebody.
How do you do that, though, with someone, say, like Jack Nicholson, who's such a massive, massive legend? How do you not have some sort of mystique around Jack Nicholson?
Those guys are really good at demystifying themselves really quickly. Like, I remember I was rehearsing with Jack in his hotel room, and it was me and Jack and Marty went to the bathroom. And Jack went over to grab a cup of coffee or something from it, and he turned around and he said, you know, I never would have made it this long if I wasn't a great fucking writer. And I remember thinking, like, of course you're a great writer. Of course you're, like, how do you have a 40-year career, even if you're not credited, but like, how do you, you know, unless you have an eye for material, which means like making small adjustments here and there, like, of course you can write. And then I had this great thing with him where I watched him, you know, work on that role and hone it, and he just cut through all of the mystique and just kind of got down. It's like lifting the hood of the car up and going, like, you know what I mean? It just in one line, he just cut through it all for me.
I gotta find the guy you got in the department. With everybody looking up their own ass and you looking for yourself, I put my money on nobody finds nothing. I know, but Frank, look, for me, you gotta lay low. Right now.
When the film Good Will Hunting came out, it wasn't overnight success because you had been working, but it was a huge degree of success that came on very suddenly. What was that like to deal with as a young guy?
It was odd. I mean, even even looking back on it, I mean, I think what it is that that kind of fame, the fame was instant. Like the success wasn't instant because I'd been in the union for 10 years. 11 years by the time that movie came out. So I'd been working, but the fame part was the heady part, because it's not that you change, which is the constant thing that you hear, oh, you've changed. It's that you wake up one morning and you know intellectually that nothing is different in the world. The big things are all the same, right? There's still a kid dying every 15 seconds at that time, all that stuff is all the same. It's just the world's relation to you is completely different, and that's a very strange thing, because your world is completely different, but the world is exactly the same, and so that takes a little getting used to.
You've mentioned from time to time that you'd be keen to direct at some stage. Do you have any specific plans for that at the moment? Not plans, but projects. Yeah, I've got my eye on some stuff, and it's really, for me, it's a matter of trying to make my life work around. Because that schedule is incredibly it's very labor intensive and time intensive, and you can't do it halfway. You're responsible for every single thing that's on the screen, every frame. There's nothing arbitrary in any shot of any movie. It's not a mistake that the vase is kind of green that's behind you and there are green flowers coming out of it. Like those are all conversations that you've had months before. And those decisions, you're making thousands of decisions every day, and you need to be there so your departments can, stay ahead of the process. They're trying to prep sets that you're gonna shoot in 2 weeks. You can't not be there. You got to answer all the questions and be around. We'll be interested to see what you're doing, Matt. Thanks very much for your time. All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.
The story of the candomblé religion in Brazil begins with the terreiro, a meeting place. Some say it was the terreiro holding the candomblé communities together, away from persecution, secretly handing down their own sacred rites, generation to generation. She is called Mãe Filhinha by her followers, the mother of her terreiro and the community she serves. Over 100 years old, she is the living embodiment of her tradition.
Candomblé chamam esse culto aos orixás. É a forma de venerarmos o que a gente acredita que no orixá, que são os representantes das forças da natureza.
O mais velho é sempre o mais importante para a gente.
Candomblé is an oral tradition. Elders like Mãe Filhinha are respected carriers of knowledge brought so long ago from Africa.
Toda nação do negro do tempo antigo. Meu pai foi escravo, minha avó foi escrava. O único que gritou forria no mundo foi o único que minha mãe nasceu, só que não foi escrava foi minha mãe.
Her house is dedicated to the Orisha, Iemanjá. She is considered the mother of all life.
Porque através do candomblé nós negros resistimos, nós guardamos valores que nos foram tirados, que nos foram negados, nós guardamos no candomblé.